Hey guys, Ginger Pips here, and today I'm going to be going over Kucoin. Now, Kucoin is a website where you can trade cryptocurrencies with margin without having to KYC. Now, KYC, if you don't already know, is know your customer, and you don't, basically what that means is you don't have to confirm your identity, you don't have to confirm your address, none of that. So what that means is no matter where in the world you are, you can trade on it so long as you don't KYC. If you KYC and you're in a place where they don't allow you to do this, guess what? They're not going to allow you to do it. So, first of all, you got to sign up and make an account. Now, I will drop my referral link in the description, only because I am showing you this, and I hope that if you guys find value from this, you will take advantage of that opportunity. I believe you also get something from the referral link, which is why I'm dropping it. Alright, so first of all, if you want to buy with fiat, you press buy crypto. This is paying with card. This is paying with a bank transfer, like a wire transfer, and this is a third party, like either an app, like one of these mentioned apps, or you're with your Visa card, which is the same thing as it. So just if you're gonna pay with Visa card, do fast trade. If you want to, sorry, that's not what I want. If you want to give yourself, sorry, that's not what, still not what I. If you want to pay yourself, like transfer it from a wallet, which is what I suggest doing, since this is, after all, a no KYC app. You don't want to accidentally have it figure out who you are and where you live and be like, oh, you can't do this. You live in so and so state where this is illegal. So what you want to do is you go to your trading account and you press, sorry, no, not you want to go to your main account, press deposit. And then what you're going to want to do is, after you do that, I'm not going to go through everything just because it is pretty self-explanatory with the in between the lines, I guess, in this case, with like the whole deposit part. It gives you an address. It's kind of like sending it from wallet to wallet. Now, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to press transfer. This is where it gets a little different. And you want to transfer it from your main account to your cross-margin account. Now, the cross-margin account allows you to trade something, even if, like, it allows you, let's say you want to sell an asset, but you don't want to turn it into that asset first. It allows you to transfer to that asset automatically when you trade, and then automatically have it trade back to, let's say, USDT when you're done. Now, you also are going to be wanting to make sure that change your BNB over to USDT before you really start trading, because otherwise you are going to be keeping in BNB, and BNB goes up and down in price. It's a bit volatile, so you could be gaining or losing a lot of money depending. So once you change it over to your cross margin account, press any one of these and you go to whatever pair you want to trade. So in this case, you want to trade BTC. You go to BTC, trade, and it'll give you any of the BTC pairs that they have. So in this case, let's do BTC USDT. Now you still want to do cross margin because you're not trying to sell your USDT, you're trying to sell Bitcoin, but you have USDT. So what you want to do is you want to be, for me, in cross margin, you then choose market if you want to market execute. Now, if you don't know limit and stop bar, I wouldn't suggest even using this because this is a bit complicated even for me. So I'm just trying to explain it. Now, because you already have your USDT in your cross margin account, now you're gonna have to accept you're gonna have to press this, you're gonna have to approve of this thing that basically says that you're allowing the service to automatically take fees out. First of all, it also has some clauses in there where if you lose money, it's not their fault, basically, and also you're trading between different currencies, so, and with margin, so basically you're borrowing money from them, so you have to pay the difference. Now, So that's all that. Now, I would suggest that you read through that very thoroughly if you plan on trading. All right, so now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's go over actually getting into a sell, because sell's a little bit confusing. And it's buy is pretty straightforward. You just turn you literally just turn your USDT into Bitcoin. And then I'll show you how to set both a take profit and a stop loss in a bit, but basically when it hits either one of the two, turns the Bitcoin back into USDT, and then it gives you the difference. Now, if it's a negative difference, it'll take it out of the money that you put in there. And if it's positive difference, it adds it to the total amount that you have. And guess what? Then you can multiply that by 5, and that's how much more you can have in a trade. So let's say you put down $100, you obviously turn that into 500. You turn that 500 into 550. You only have to pay back 500. Keep the $50, and guess what? You have $150 now, which is great. All minus fees, of course, but that's not going to happen because that's a pretty risky trade right there. Or that's a pretty damn good trade that you've been holding on to for a few months if you're making that kind of profit. So cross margin, literally, so like I said, buy is pretty straightforward. Sell is literally, so as far as sell goes, since it's 5x, now you can change it. And the way you do that is you press this, I believe, oh, sorry. It's a little confusing. They really should make this a little bit better. All right, not what I want. That's still, oh, there we go. So you can change that next to it. Then you set your leverage. Now, basically, go on TradingView, set up your order, thing on, which will tell you your profit, your basically your risk to reward. When you set that indicator up, the order indicator, it'll tell you a percentage. Now you want to divide. You want to multiply, or no, sorry, you want to divide that percentage by whatever percentage you want to risk, and that is how much leverage you want to use. Now, if you want to risk 5%, and the risk says 6%, unfortunately, you can't go below 1, so you're kind of out of luck there. But besides that, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'm just going to do 5%. Now, I'm not actually going to be entering anything, so I'm not giving you guys any trade ideas. This is just for test. Oh, sorry, just for show, I mean. Now, so we're doing a market execute. Like I said, don't do this if you don't know what a limit or stop is. And now what you want to do is, because we're selling this, sorry, I meant to show over here. But yeah, since we're selling this, you want to type in the amount of Bitcoin that you want to sell. You can press max. Basically what that means is that you are putting in, you're basically selling 5 times whatever basically $500 USDT worth of Bitcoin, and then turning that into USDT. Now that sounds a little confusing, so I'm going to simplify it a little bit. Basically, you have $100 that you margin off and give to KuCoin. And then what they do is then they give you $500 of Bitcoin for your $100 of USDT. Now, what you're doing now is you're taking that $500 worth of Bitcoin and turning it into $500 worth of USDT in the hopes that it drops, and then you can repay that $500 loan for less money because you're repaying it in Bitcoin, not in any other crypto. So let's say 500, just to show you what $500 is, just to show you what I'm talking about. So let's say 500 divided by 47,520 equals, so 0. I believe, yep, so 0.01, right? And now what this means basically is that with your you're then selling 0.01, then you type that. That's the max amount it'll allow you to sell. You just press 100% if you have money in your cross margin account, which you already should. And then it'll then sell it for USDT. Now here is where things get a little bit more confusing. You're then going to go to stop limit. And you're going to press stop market. Now, what this does is when this line gets up or down to, so let's say, because we're selling, let's say it gets up to here, which is like around where probably where the stop loss would be, this kind of area, and you'd set whatever you want your parameters to be for your sell, and you'd type that into the stop spot. So let's say it was just for the, this is not a trade idea, but let's say it was $50,000, which is way the hell up there. And then you'd put in your USDT that you have now because you sold your Bitcoin that you got sent to you into USDT. And then what this means is when it goes up, if it goes up here, because remember, this is the stop loss, it'll then automatically turn it back into USDT. Now here's the cool thing. Because you have auto repay on, when it turns it back into USDT, you're what happens is it automatically gives you, it automatically pays the loan. So you're losing money because it's hitting the stop loss. However, because you have that on, you don't have to worry about having the loan sitting there when you get back and then having this margin and paying that potential swap fees and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. If you want to have that enabled, you can have it automatically repay it, almost like trading on an on MetaTrader 4. So it is a little bit of extra steps. I mean, again, it isn't there's no KYC, and it's only with crypto. So just keep that in mind. Now for your take profit, you do the exact same thing with stop market. Now I don't believe there really is much of a difference between stop market and stop limit. I think stop limit will just guarantee that the amount that you put happens, whereas if it hits it a single time, with like if the price hits it a single time, it'll just say, all right, execute. And then if, let's say there's a little bit of a gap or something, then you'll lose a little bit of money, either lose a little bit more than you said, which will be such a minimalist amount, unless you're trying to trade very tight, or it'll lose you a little bit of profits if it hits take profit, which would probably be around down here. Let's say you're trying to trade till to the bottom of this little bull run that just happened for the last couple days. But yeah, that's how you set your TP and stop loss. Now you gotta set both of them. And then the cool thing is so you then go into stop orders, and you'd see your stop orders here, and then you just delete them when you so you delete whichever one didn't activate when you wake up tomorrow, and then it'll be in your trade history. Now I actually was messing around with this a little bit, and as you can see, there is you can see the 1.4 USDT for a $1,500 $1,500, what's it called, for $1,500 amount. Was it like 1.4? So that's not even bad. So it's literally 0.1% fee, which is not bad at all, roughly. So yeah, definitely suggest this specific website. It's definitely making it very easy to trade. And again, there is no KYC, so if you're in a place where trading isn't allowed, you can trade these cryptocurrencies. But if you don't have any clue as far as trading, either A, join the company, and which I definitely do suggest, and I'll teach you my trading strategy for Bitcoin. Now, it is based off of a trading strategy for foreign exchange that CryptoC's invented. How though I did modify a little bit, just a little light modification. Though I definitely suggest joining the company, but also for less gains overall, for people who have no idea what they're doing, just for a little bit of potential passive income, you could instead come view my future video Now, if you're seeing this in a couple of days from now, you potentially already have a video in the description that will be for trading bots, and I will be going over the trading bots, which makes it super easy to have a bot automatically trade for you. And usually bots are super difficult to program, though. As long as a crypto is moving back and forth between two zones, it makes it super easy to trade, and it also gives you some parameters to use, which I do suggest using, but that'll be for another video. So I hope you guys did learn how to trade on Kucoin, and if you didn't, I'd honestly suggest just rewatching the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.